I do really want you to be my girlfriend.
Like, I don't know if I'm like ready for something like that serious.
Like, I don't know how to act.
To Jesse, and it's sad that at the moment where he's had the realization that Deb is the girl that he wants to commit to, and it appears he's fallen in love with her and has had summoned the courage to sort of tell her how he feels, which is something that she's been crying for since this day they were first matched. That's when Deb is starting to sort of change her mind and sort of trying to pull away from Jess. Um, hey there, it's your girl Valerie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, season 4, episode 34. Okay, so with the challenge, they played the baby challenge, which I think I wasn't really surprised by everybody apart from Deb. I thought Deb would be a more hands-on mother, but I was actually surprised at how she reacted, maybe because she had a lot of things going on for herself. I'll review the couples as I normally do, and I'll discuss the challenge sort of in for each couple as it came along. Um, I'll start off with Deb and Jesse because I think they're the ones that really were the focus of this episode. I think the problems happening between Deb and Jesse are as a result of the producers because Deb and Jesse had those problems before Kasamo. Deb coupled up with Kyle, then suddenly Kyle disappeared because of the issues that he was having, and Jess and Deb started working on their relationship, which they seemed to be fine with. And out of nowhere, the producers decided to bring up the tweets, and because if they brought up Kasamo, Deb would have been more in trouble than Jesse because Deb is the one who was out here, making out with Carl and whatever else she did. So they decided to bring the truth, knowing that the issue of Deb being more in love with Jesse was the main problem for this couple. This is what they brought up again. And when they sort of brushed that off, they then decided to bring in Mackenzie. And it makes me think that the producers have a couple that they want to win this show. And Deb and Jesse might have been becoming popular with the fans. And so they've decided, let's do something to take that sort of popularity away and give it to the couple that they want to win. I have a funny feeling it's either Isaiah and Sydney, or they want Zita and Timmy to win. Either way, I'm leaning more towards Isaiah and Sydney, and I'll explain. So I didn't get what Deb was saying because she said Jesse ticks all the boxes except for one, and it's like anybody that is looking for a partner knows that you can never get someone to tick all your boxes. You can never get someone who checks all your boxes. That is very, very rare to get that. You might get someone who ticks a majority of your boxes, and you might end up having to sort of have to say, okay, the other boxes, think to yourself, are the boxes that this person doesn't check more important than what he checks or what? And I didn't get that sense from Deb. I think Deb is very the producers knew that Deb is always worried about their relationship and whether they're both sort of in love with each other at the same amount. And because of that, that's why they brought that in. And so by the time Jesse went to declare his feelings, Deb was so much in her head that she couldn't listen to what he was saying. And even when the girls told her that, the other guys are saying, Jesse really loves you and this is how he feels about you and he's really, wanting things to work for you. She was so far gone into her own sort of rabbit hole, thinking about everything else that she's been told by Mackenzie, everything else that came from the tweet, that she stopped trying to listen to anyone else. And their conversation in the bed was really sad because I get what Jesse was saying when he spoke to Tim and he said, I'm trying not to let my pride overtake what I'm feeling and sort of I'm trying to sort of see how I can move forward. Because Timmy was telling him, don't shut down. She hasn't said we're completely done. She's just said, we need to explore things outside the villa. And when he spoke to Deb, you could see he's a broken man. He doesn't know how to act, he doesn't know what to do, he doesn't know what to say. And Deb, I think on her part, is feeling bad because of that. But I don't know what's going to happen. I hope. when she looks back, she doesn't regret her decision and her choices because I think Jesse is a great guy. Jesse sort of left all the other connections he had for Deb because he really was willing to put in the work for Deb. And so if Deb suddenly decides that Jesse is not the one for her, I think she's going to struggle to find someone who ticks as many boxes as um Jesse does. And I don't understand the motive behind Mackenzie telling Jesse that he's going to be she's telling Deb that Jesse's going to be a good relationship, but she doesn't think he's the one. And it's like, let them leave the villa, let them go outside into the real world, let them explore, and then after that they can decide whether this is the one for me or this is not the one for me. So I don't get that. And I some people are saying, oh, Jesse should just leave Deb and go to Serenity. Serenity's already moved on. She's already moved on. Jesse would have had a better chance with Serenity had Tyler not come in, but I think the minute Tyler came in and developed a connection with Serenity, everything else was overshadowed. Jesse could have done for Serenity was overshadowed because he chose two girls before Serenity. He chose Valerie, he chose Deb. And suddenly, for people to say, oh, but Tyler didn't like her. Tyler is out here, even before he left the villa, declaring how much he liked Serenity. In his speech, all the girls were talking about it. He told Serenity he was coming to see her once they left the villa. He went to New Orleans last weekend. That's where he was all weekend with Serenity. He's all his interviews, that's all he's talked about. His biggest regret was not talking to her before he left the villa. So suddenly, for people to sort of overlook all that and say, "Oh, Jess is better off with Serenity," I think that ship has sailed. I think people need to let go of that. And I think Deb needs time once they leave the villa to reflect on her relationship with Jesse. And chances are she's going to regret her decision to want to sort of break up or to just leave the villa without a title on their relationship. That's my opinion. Anyway, I move on. um, Phoebe and Chad. Phoebe is delusional. If delusional was a person, then she is the one because she said, "Oh, we were in the bottom because we were in a friendship couple," and it's like, no, the viewers don't like you. That's why you're in the bottom. And at the moment, you're going to go in the bottom because the viewers don't like you and they don't like Chad. So unless the producers save you, or unless the islanders are made to save you, you are going home because the islanders, the original six, like each other very much, and unless Deb says she wants to go home, Phoebe had better start packing her bags. They did okay with the baby challenge. They did okay. I think Phoebe is really trying too hard to be friends with the girls, and I think the original three don't like her. And well, they tolerate her, but I don't think they're pally pally with her. And so she's trying her best to be friends with Nadja. When Nadja went to the hideaway, she ran to get some lingerie for Nadja, and it's just like you're really trying too much and it's a bit too late for you to do that because I think everybody has seen who you are. Because if you can go after the guys that are coupled up with your friends, what about the people that you don't call friends? Anyway, from the Nadja and Jeff, Nadja and Jeff actually did amazingly, and I was actually surprised with Jeff. Jeff, I think with the baby challenge did amazingly. Uh, I don't know about the weight of the necklace that he put around the baby's neck, and the baby started crying, but he did amazingly. He was telling his child, your mom likes to go to the club. But when Nadia said, "Oh, we'll go together," he said, "No, that's not it." It was interesting to see. He's not the only guy who does that. Most guys will do certain things with girls, but they don't want their daughters to do the same thing. So I think I'm still on edge about their connection. I know they went to the hideaway, and Nadja was saying she was worried that she was going to have sex with Jeff in the hideaway. Well, whatever they were doing in the hideaway, only they know, and only she can tell the girls what happened when they leave the hideaway. But Jeff was really excited the minute the message came up, and he was volunteered. You could tell he's been waiting, and Zita, I like the way she was celebrating for him that, oh, this is something he's really wanted to do. So I'm happy that Nadja and him are going to have that opportunity. So, oh, that was nice. And Timmy and Zita. There was a time I thought the show wanted Timmy and Zita to win, but then now they've sort of put them on the back burner and will occasionally, I think because the fans keep complaining, bring them out and you see them in the background and then they put them back in the background again. I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they are doing that to them, and I don't know why we don't see any interesting conversations. I know yesterday we did episode 33. We did see them sort of discussing life outside the villa. They did very well with the baby challenge, which was to be expected. They're a bit older. Zita apparently was working as a nanny, so she's familiar with children. But Timmy, on his part, actually shocked me because he was more hands-on and he did amazingly well, and so I liked that for them. And Zita was saying, oh, seeing him do so well makes you think, oh, I think I could have a baby with you. And I was just like, hey, it is what it is. You're both 29, so hey, nothing's stopping you. So um, I know Zita was saying, Deb is settling. I don't think Deb is settling unless there's something else we're not seeing. I don't think she's settling because she said that he ticks all her boxes bar one. She didn't say what the one was, and unless it's something like he's not great in bed, then obviously someone would break up over that. I think it's something they can work on, and it is what it is. And then lastly, Sydney and Isaiah. I think the producers wanted to frustrate Sydney and Isaiah. That's why they gave them twins. I think they expected them to fall apart, and the fact that they won the challenge was shocking for everyone. I think because I think the producers gave them two babies and expected them to self-destruct, but Isaiah was actually hands-on and actually knew what he was doing when it comes to babies, and I was like, does he have any younger siblings or nieces and nephews or cousins or something? Because he was way too much on the ball. Even Sydney herself said, "Oh my God, he really knows why the baby's crying and what they need." They seem to be on track now. I don't know how long that will last for. I think what's been happening is every time there's a couple, I think that's becoming very popular, suddenly something comes up, and then the fans sort of start turning away from them, and then they start to build them back up, and then they break the couple again. This is what I've noticed. I think the only couple that hasn't been tampered with is Timmy and Zita. Otherwise, if you think of and Nadja and Jeff, I think since Kasamo, they seem to be on a roll. But otherwise, with Isaiah and Sydney and Jeff and Jesse and Deb, they've been the producers' dream because every time they've sort of I think it's more manipulation into the drama that is taking place. I don't think it's because they themselves were wanting the drama that was taking place. I think production were putting them in scenarios whereby things would just fall apart and they would self-destruct. And I think this is the same thing that happened to the babies. So I think producers were surprised that they didn't self-destruct, and that's why they gave them first place. So it was an okay episode. I still don't get why all the Deb and Jesse drama. I think they are a stronger couple than even if they are stronger than Phoebe and whatever Chad. Sorry, his name it lost my I slipped my mind. I think they're stronger than Chad and Phoebe. I think they're stronger than Sydney and Isaiah. They might actually be stronger than Nadja and Jeff. So I don't know why Deb and Jesse have suddenly decided to self-destruct. I hope they can hold on until the end of the show. Go out into the real world and explore and see how they go. Anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.